Evening, everybody. It's 6:52. I know it's a little late, but I kind of wanted to see what the futures were going to be doing in the evening session. Today was kind of an interesting day, especially in the Dow, which was down at the low of 285. Um, really more from Boeing than anything else. Boeing has more problems with another plane, and the stock was 192.47, down 602 or 3%. That translates into probably about 55 to 60 Dow points. So after being down 285 and a couple of other stocks being down pretty hard, like Microsoft, we actually finished with the Dow up about 47. The Nasdaq was down 65, and we'll get to that in a second. S&P, which was down hard early, 25 or so anyway, finished down 576. The Russell was down 1683. That was the big loser, down 0.81%. And the Dow Jones Transports was up 68. And that was the big winner at 0.43%. So, all in all, a pretty quiet day. There was no economic news, but there is plenty tomorrow. At 6 a.m., we have the NFIB Small Business Optimism. At 8:30, we have CPI and core CPI. And then later on, we have the Treasury budget. That is never market moving. And it doesn't come out until about 2 o'clock, so we'll have to see how that goes. On the earnings front, we had Orcl this afternoon after the close with a beat top and bottom line, good guidance. The stock had closed 114.13, up 171 at the 4 o'clock bell, traded up as high as 130 and three quarters. The last is 129.10, and that's up 668 or 15%. We also had Casey's General Store, CASY. They missed on revenue, beat on earnings. Guidance was so-so. It had closed 298.75, down 340, and just collapsed down to 280. But there must have been something uh, in the guidance brought it all the way back to 295, down only 7, so down about $4 more than it was at the 4 o'clock close, but only a 2.3% move. What we did have was some pretty ugly stuff coming out. Uh, you had Trump talking about how bad Facebook is. And the stock really took it on the chin. I'm surprised that he has that kind of effect, considering how poorly his Truth Social has been. But Meta was 483.59. That was down 22.36 or 4.4%. Microsoft down on the day, but only $1.60, less than a half of 1%. Nvda opened to the upside, but finished 857.74, down 17.54 or 2%. It had been up as much as about 1.4%. The rest of the SOX being the Philly Semiconductor Index, Applied Materials down $4 and change, and Apple up about $2. Google up about $2.50, but really this Justice Department opening a criminal probe for the door plug issue, and now another plane having a problem in Australia or New Zealand, can't remember which. There was also some merger news, but didn't work out particularly well. EQT, which is a pretty substantial in the nat gas market, confirmed a definitive merger agreement with Equitrans Midstream, which is ETRN. But it was only $11.32, up 17 cents because it's an all stock deal, and EQT was 34.61, down 291. So, as I said, tomorrow we have the CPI and core CPI. Okay, the chart on the screen is the Bitcoin, and it's, you know, just on fire. We were up again today, new all-time high, 73,560, closed 72,660. So closed 1,000 off the high, and it was still up 28.55. And tonight it's slightly higher than that. The high tonight is 73,620. Last 73,430. That's up only 770, but that's pretty substantial. We also had a pretty good day with our position in the XLE. That one has looked strong to me. We have a position in that with an average of about 90 or 94 cents in that, and they expire this week. And we own the XLE $88 calls. And that one, uh, they finished at 89.08 with the options at 135, up 33 cents. And in point of fact, the only reason that they were there is because they didn't trade for the last few minutes of the day. They were actually 137 bid, offered at 154. So they were bid higher than the close. So kind of pleased with that. Keeping a real tight rein on that trade since, as I said, they do expire um, on Friday. But it looks to me like the oil really wants to move up. It closed today down about 8 cents at 77.93, but it had been down as far as 76.79. So another full dollar lower than where it closed. We also have that level 2 trade in the AGQ that also expires on Friday, and that one I feels to me like the silver has kind of a catch up day one of these days. It's a nice running correction. There is resistance here. We're in them at 65 cents. I think they closed at 73 cents, so a little bit of a profit, but it's a very small position. And as I said, it's a level 2 trade, which is um, noted as extremely risky. So there you go, folks. As I said, we have those economic numbers. We also have Archer Daniels Midland, ADM, reporting before the open. Also, KSS, that's Coles on Semiconductor, and MTM, all reporting tomorrow. I'll be back in the morning.